Hello and welcome to the 2024 River States Conference Media Day for IU Southeast Softball. I am Logan Stevens, joined by Coach Tiffany Buckmaster and seniors Autumn Ulstrom and Macy Zink. Coach, I want to start with some questions for you. Just, there's always a level of excitement anytime we begin a new season. What are, your thoughts on getting a new season underway?
Yeah, I think first and foremost where we ended last year, I want to highlight the returners coming back and their mindset, the hunger that they have. And then, the freshmen are just kind of hanging on for your life at times, So I think we're excited about where we ended and where this year can go, especially with having so many returners in the lineup again and coming back for their senior year and for Autumn her fifth year. It's a very special place to be and not a place that you get very often to have that much experience and leadership on the field.
So you talk about that leadership and experience. Who are some of the returners that you guys are going to rely on this year for leadership?
Yeah, this is probably the hardest question you're going to ask me because I don't think it's one or two. I don't think it's, I think it's everybody. I think it's literally every single returner because we don't have any secrets this year. Everybody knows what we have returning. Like I said, there's no secret. So for us, somebody new is going to have to step up every game. Katie's an anchor in the outfield. She doesn't get much credit, but there's not many people that will come back from a concussion the day of being cleared and lay out in practice. Everybody knows what she can do with a bat in her hands, but they're going to pitch differently to her, right? She hits a game-winning home run last year against West Virginia Tech. KB leading off, probably not leading off this year. There's going to be so many different pieces and so many returners that are going to have to step up that it's going to be a different combination for us every single game.
So who are some of the new faces on the team this year that fans should keep an eye on?
Yeah, first and foremost is going to be Macy Warner, in the circle and complimenting Madison Wathen. That's going to be huge. I think another one to look out for is Mackenzie Walters. She proved herself this fall to be a consistent freshman, which is very contradictory when you talk about freshmen in general. And then I think two other ones that just kind of sparked at different times was Grace Stapleton. I think she's going to be somebody that comes off the bench for us. And I also think Cassie Walls, with her versatility, is somebody that, there's going to be a few freshmen I think they're going to have to make impacts. And we don't know when, we don't know how, but there's going to be a few called upon, and that was said to quite a few of them in their exit interviews.
Just talk about your schedule and what is in store from the other team in the conference this year.
Yeah, this schedule was put together by design, and truthfully, we don't know how it's going to work out. But playing, I think 9 of our first 10 opponents are either receiving votes or ranked in the top 25. Again, I alluded to having so many returners and so much leadership, and specifically seniors on the field. It's rare. We want to challenge them. We want to make sure that they stay consistent. And what that means is no highs and lows, no valleys and peaks. They've got to bring it every single game. In terms of the River State Conference, your Midways, your St. Mary of the Woods, your Rio, they're all going to be at the top for sure. But we have a lot of new coaches coming into this conference this year. We have a lot of new teams coming in. And I think the competition level is growing, and I think it's coming under the radar, truthfully. I think it's a conference that hopefully in the next 2 to 3 years starts getting more looks at the regional level because, the middle of the pack, and like I said, we could be in the middle of the pack, so I'm not at all discouraging that either, but it's all elevating, and it's all starting to build on one another.
So just talk about, if there's one thing 9 in and 9 out that you guys have to do to be successful this year, what would that be?
Yeah, I just got them new shirts. Yesterday I gave them to you guys, and on the front of them we say it at the end of every huddle, and it says together. I think being where our feet are is going to be very important. Again, I've said it a couple times now. Where we ended, we can't wait to get back there. We tasted it, we got a little nibble of it, and we want it again. We want it, but you can't go from January 8th to May 15th. There's a lot that has to happen in there. And so trusting that process, being where our feet are and taking each moment is going to be vital. Because if we think we can just teleport ourselves back to that moment, that doesn't happen.
Thank you, Coach. Go to some player questions. Macy, I'll start with you. Just what are your expectations for this season?
My main expectation is really just like put my trust like in the teammates and what they're gonna do in the off season. We talk about it a lot, especially lately now that we're off into our winter break. Is like what you put in at this off time is what you're gonna bring back for the team in the spring. And so I know that everyone wants to say they want to get to the World Series, and we are definitely a team that is capable of doing that. But my expectation is just to for this team to take it day by day and just give our all at every game, because we know that our first step is to win conference as we did last year, but then our next expectation is to win conference tournament and then go on to regionals and then keep going. So my expectation really this year is just to hold each other accountable and take it day by day, because once we get rolling, like Coach said, we can't take it from January and February straight in to May right away like that. So just focusing on every day and then making it a big picture at the end, because you'll see the light of the tunnel once you work hard enough to get there.
Obviously there are things that you want to build on that make you and your team successful. What are the areas that you as an individual and the team can work on to be successful this season?
I know as a team aspect, we can definitely work on our bats during the games, because we're so eager to hit and we have so many great hitters on the team that we just hit the pitcher's pitch instead of taking our pitch, and we're getting so deep in the count that we don't really have a choice and we're letting the good pitches go by. And I think that goes for me as well, because I need to take the walk when I'm offered it and not foul off the pitch that I know I can foul off to keep my bat alive, but just to accept the walk and take it as a respect thing.
Mason, final question. Coach talked about how tough this conference is becoming. You've been here for 4 years now. Talk about the conference, how tough it is, and how you have to bring your A game in 9-0 and 9-0.
Yeah, definitely. I remember coming in my freshman year and it was just Rio this, Rio that, just wait until how you feel against, at the Rio game, and wait till this, wait till that. And our River States conference is becoming so tough. There is no team that you can just be oh, we're playing them today, let's just go out there and we'll beat them no matter what. That, you don't have that mindset in this conference. And our conference is very well balanced. You have to put your A game against everyone that you play in this conference. So Rio, St. Mary of the Woods, Midway, and now with a new college joining the River States conference, that's also going to put a lot of question marks up in the air. And I know that we were ranked 1 in the preseason poll, but for our team, we're not looking at that as if we're already at the top. We're looking at that as if we want to strive to keep our name there, and that's huge, because like I said, the River States conference is a lot of one game differences. You don't see a huge gap, and I feel that's huge for us to be ranked there with the conference, with how tough it is. But I do believe that giving your A game is a must against every single team in our conference.
This has been the 2024 River States Conference Media Day for IU Southeast Softball. For Logan Stevens, Coach Tiffany Buckmaster, Seniors Autumn Ulstrom, and Macy Zink. Thank you guys for watching.